Today's show is presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to smile.
Hello, baseball fans. You're watching On Deck with Tyler Redmond.
Marcell Ozuna has been playing out of his mind lately, and we have to talk about it. We can't go any longer without mentioning this. I mean, if you're talking about picking an MVP right now, so far this season, Marcell Ozuna is the clear winner. And it's too early to say that he's in the MVP race. It's just too early. But if he continues on this pace, it's going to be pretty darn undeniable. Right now, he's got a 344 average. That is 8th in all of Major League Baseball. He's 5th in the National League. He's got 9 homers. That is 2nd in all of Major League Baseball, only behind Mike Trout, 1st in the National League, and he also has 29 RBIs. That is leading all of Major League Baseball. As exciting to watch as Marcell Ozuna is right now, we got to reflect a little bit on the past few years, because it wasn't that long ago when many of you, including myself, thought that the Braves were going to trade away Marcell Ozuna, or needed to trade away Marcell Ozuna because he wasn't contributing anything on the field. And this, again, was not that long ago. We're talking 2021, 2022, when this was the common opinion among Braves country. So, back in 2021, we did sign Ozuna to a 4-year deal, if you remember. And this was coming off of the COVID season where he nearly won the COVID season Triple Crown. It was a 4-year, $65 million deal. Although come that following year, he did not impress. He only played 48 games in 2021. And here's the thing, right? 338 average, 1067 OPS in 2020. 2021, he followed that with a 645 OPS and a 213 average. So he went from having a 338 average to a 213 and a 1067 OPS to a 645. Major drop-off. I think we all remember it well, right? 2022 was not much better. 226 average with a 687 OPS. He was healthy, though. He did end the season with 23 homers, but that's really all there was to it. He was either home run or nothing is what a lot of people were pointing and saying, and I think that was clear, right? Then comes 2023, last year. Ozuna's average took a huge uptick. The entire Braves offense was on fire. They set a crazy records of, the team most homers ever, tied the Twins from 2019. His average, though, took a big uptick, and his home run number total went from 23 to 40. So he had a big uptick in offensive production, no doubt, last year. And to be honest with you, I would argue that Ozuna could have won the Silver Slugger over Bryce Harper for DH, arguably should have with 40 homers. But now we find ourselves in 2024. Ozuna has been on a tear. Again, 344 average, 9 homers. Major League Baseball's leading 29 RBIs. He looks a lot like he did in 2020, right? A lot of people are asking this. A lot of people are saying their opinion on this already. Do I expect this to last? This 344 average and on this crazy pace? He is currently on pace to hit 63 homers. Yeah. Roger Maris, Babe Ruth, Aaron Judge level numbers here, right? And it's tough to expect that, especially considering there is the inevitable slump for most players. It's just tough to expect 63 homers. So do I expect this exact thing to continue? No. But that's how good he's been so far. And that's pretty impressive, right? And in large part, he's been a big factor as to why the Braves have been winning lately, because you could say that the pitching staff hasn't necessarily been there all the time. You could say that some of the offense hasn't always been there. We've had some key guys, and that's great. But the question I have is what changed? What changed year to year for Marcell Ozuna, right? We always knew that he was a long ball threat because of, frankly, how violent his swing was and the power that he possesses. We all knew that he could hit a home run at any given time.
Truckloads of fresh inventory are rolling into Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika, like this powerful all-new GMC Sierra 1500 SLT, now available with up to $13,000 off. Purchase the roomy GMC Terrain SLT, discounted up to $97.50 off, and the GMC Acadia AT4 all-wheel drive, discounted up to $8,000 off. Enjoy no payments till the end of summer at Glenn Smith GMC. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
It's truck season at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Check out the powerful full-size and fully loaded Chevrolet Silverado LTZ, discounted up to $13,000 off. Or the roomy midsize 3-row SUV Chevy Traverse, discounted up to $6,750 off. And the perfect size Chevy Equinox up to $8,500 off. No payments until the end of summer. Over 350 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way.
Get ready to smile.
His problem was, if you watch any of his old, highlight reels or whatever, his problem was his pitch selection. Because how many of you remember watching Ozuna bat and just face palming every time he swung over a slider? He's not the only one that we've felt that way about before. I remember Austin Riley had the same problem when he was first coming up. We've seen a lot of this before. But the problem I have with it is he didn't have enough chances at a good pitch because he was chasing, and pitchers learned it. Why would they throw him anything in the zone if he's going to swing over a slider low and away, right? So his pitch selection got a lot better. In 2020, here's a few things that made Ozuna successful. His chase rate was down to 28.2%, right? It's an average one, right? When you have the power he does and you have an average chase rate, you're going to do pretty well. In 2022, this is the bad year, it was up to 33.4%. That's poor, according to Baseball Savant. But because in 2020 his chase rate was down, his whiff rate was down as well, which means his strikeout rate was down. His walk rate was up, right? That's the difference here. He's taking his walks. And I'll give you a perfect example. The first game we had in this series versus Miami that we just wrapped up, Ozuna walked and d'Arnaud followed, right? Ozuna has learned that he does not have to be the guy to hit the long ball. He does not have to be the guy that gets the big hit, right? If the pitch isn't there, take your walk. And I think we're seeing more of that now. And the fact that he knows that he doesn't have to carry this Braves offense makes the Braves offense work well. And there's a lot of components that makes the Braves offense what it is. I think one of the biggest is at the top of the order with Ronald Acuna, right? Not just the fact that he can take you deep, but he can also, if you let him on base, he's going to steal 2 bags. Right? There is that possibility. The speed threat makes a difference, and it's something that doesn't get used a lot in today's game, right? So for me, Ozuna has figured out his role. That's the big thing here, right? Whether he wins an MVP this year or not, whether he wins a Silver Slugger this year or not, doesn't matter. He has figured out his role with the Braves, right? And when you say that, a lot of people are going to say, okay, well, Tyler, are you going to re-sign him next year? Would you re-sign him next year? Here's the thing. You don't have to re-sign him next year. He has a team option, right? So for me, I look at where we are right now, and I say Ozuna is playing, again, out of his mind. You have a team option next year. You don't have a ready-made DH anywhere else. Name a DH that's going to play better than what he's done lately. That's my question. Name one, because I can't find one anywhere. I'll take Ozuna over anybody right now. And this is a far cry for where we were a few years ago, right? Everybody was done with Ozuna. Everybody wanted him to pack his bags and leave. We all remember that. And here we are. The guy is, dealt with all the criticism, dealt with the boo birds, all of that, and we find ourselves in a much better situation. He finds himself to be in a much better situation, and I think we can all be happy for him on the off-field things. But beyond that, on the on-field things, he has performed. And the thing about it that really completes this, it really makes it come full circle. We always heard during the trying times of Marcell Ozuna, we always heard that he was a good teammate, right? We never saw it, but we always heard it. And we're starting to hear more of it now, right? Travis d'Arnaud, we mentioned him earlier, has had a phenomenal couple of weeks. It's 5 homers in the span of 8 at-bats. He did an interview on MLB Network and spoke about that. But he also spoke about one individual, and that was Marcell Ozuna. Marcell Ozuna, and I'm going to quote him, this is what Travis d'Arnaud had to say on MLB Network about Marcell Ozuna. He actually helped me 4 days ago when we were in Houston. Things are turning around for me, so he's a brilliant hitter. He understands how to hit, never tries to do too much, and he always has everybody's back. I am thankful that I am his teammate. You can't praise a guy much better than that. If that doesn't tell you where Marcell Ozuna is as to where he was a few years ago, I don't know what does. But I am happy that Marcell Ozuna has not only turned his offense around, he has turned public perception around. From undesirable to undeniable. This broadcast was presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to smile.
Baseball fans, make sure you like and share this video and subscribe to this channel. As always, thank you for your support.